Okay, what we have here in this video is a sentence from an actual TOEFL listening exercise, a lecture on the behavior of animals. And what we're going to look at here is the way that English rises and falls in the words that the professor in the lecture chose to emphasize. And I'm going to read those words in my own voice rather than giving you the professor's clip so that I can read a little bit slowly, but otherwise I'm going to copy the rise and fall of the pitch of her voice. And as I do that, I'm going to draw a line going up and down, indicating the change in tone. So let me get to the pencil tool here and make it red like I did in my last video. And let's look at this here. Okay, this kind of behavior, this doing something that seems completely out of place, is what we call a displacement activity. Okay, now I did that very slowly. Let's listen to it a little bit more quickly. This kind of behavior, this doing something that seems completely out of place, is what we call a displacement activity. And as you see, there's a rise and fall on the most important points. The lecturer is trying to emphasize that she's dealing with a type of behavior and that the behavior is out of place. Now, displacement activity is a very important term in the lecture, but there's a rise and fall on it for another reason as well. As you remember from the Magoosh post that this video is linked to, there's a rise and fall at the end of an English sentence as well as on the important terms. So let's listen to this again. This kind of, and you'll notice I went up and down. This kind of behavior, and again, listen to my voice go up. Behavior, and then it goes down on your. Okay, seems completely, notice again, completely out of place. And then we say it's what we call a displacement activity. And you'll notice in this sentence, an entire phrase can rise and fall. It doesn't just need to be words that are emphasized, it can be phrases that form a single unit of meaning. Kind of is a phrase, which means type. Out of place is a phrase which means misplaced, not where it belongs. And displacement activity, that phrase is a key term in the lecture as well as the end of the sentence. So let's listen to this one more time. This kind of behavior, this doing something that seems completely out of place, is what we call a displacement activity. And you'll notice there I read it at something very close to a normal pace, but you could see that the words rose and fell in pitch. And when you listen for that rising falling intonation in English, you can tell when the important terms are being said and what you need to pay attention to. You can also tell where one sentence ends, and by association, you can figure out where the next sentence begins. So this will help you a lot with TOEFL listening and with listening to English in general. This can serve you very well at a university once you do pass the TOEFL and get accepted.